Ooh, do some cable management here. I did not think this through. And it will never end. Let's see. Grab this guy. Is this a tri-wing? Nope. Is this a tri-wing? Yes. We'll go ahead and just do that. Is this a Phillips head? Oh. Nope. These are tri-wings in the back? No, they're Phillips head. I'm stupid. Jesus. Hello and welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to be doing a little work on this new 3DS XL, my actual original one that I've had forever. So I did a motherboard swap on this because my current one that I actually play is a Japanese 3DS XL. This one has the motherboard from that in there for some reason. If I remember right, I could not get the top screen to come on in that. The slider is not attached to anything because I broke the pin on the retaining slot on there. But I do have, oof, that screw, there's no screws in there. This is the nice Pokemon Sun and Moon new 3DS XL. I pre-ordered this one way back in the day. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy apart. Actually, I don't think I have that completely unscrewed. Go ahead and unscrew this all the way. But I believe when I tried to do a shell swap with this originally, I had messed something up. Do I have this on? Yeah, let's turn this off. Obviously, I think the fact that it's moving all the way over like that, I believe that is because the ribbon cable is not connected to anything. I could be wrong on that. I also have, I do have an SD card in here. I didn't think that I did. Ooh, wowie zowie, 4 gigs. She's a beast. But I recently got, for a pretty good deal, this US motherboard. Now, hey, welcome Plunder Shop. So I recently got this guy, which is an American board. It looks pretty clean. I don't think this is, I think this is the ribbon cable I need for my for the thumbstick on there. I believe that's the one I need. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Plunder Shop. We're going to go ahead and make you a moderator as well. Welcome to the moderatorship. We're going to go ahead and pin that comment. Appreciate you, boss. But yeah, so I got this off eBay for a good price. There is some weird stuff, like this looks like JB Weld or something that's on here. I don't know how easily this is going to scrape off, but I don't know what that is. Yeah, that looks very metallic when I scrape it. I think that's solder. I think they dripped some solder on here. That's not good. Now, they showed a video of this working, so we're going to install it, and we're going to see how it goes. But, that is a little concerning. So I'm actually going to go ahead and, instead of using a silicone mat, we're going to use this nice magnetic part board. And I've actually got this set up So these are pretty complex to work on, and it's definitely not good to mix up the screws. So we're gonna make sure to be... Actually, I don't think I put all the screws back in this from last time I worked on it. That is the wrong screwdriver. Plunder Shop, it's doing that weird thing where it puts in the random Japanese symbol. So back shell housing. Sorry, let me shake you guys. Need to figure out a better filming setup. Yeah, I definitely didn't put in all the screws because I knew this was messed up and I'd have to work on it later. So I made it a little easier on myself. I think I got a bag of the screws and everything sitting somewhere. But I believe this is the last one. Yeah. Now when you open these, you gotta be conscientious, because this is the hardest Nintendo handheld to work on. So you got these two little guys, and you will rip these off if you try pulling that off. Just those two little nubbins. And there's a lot to disconnect here. So I'm actually gonna go scoot this over, and you can see that my thumbstick's not attached, which we do have a replacement one here, which is good. So that means that we won't have to worry about replacing that little part. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a tool and we're going to start disconnecting the rest of these. So it's okay. So Plunder Shop, it showed up as an Asian symbol and 2 pirate flags. Did you send another, like a 3rd pirate flag, and then that's what it showed up as? I am noticing a problem. So that's definitely not good. So I guess they took out, I mean, it's not a big issue. Okay, so if you notice here, this big blank spot right here, that's where the SD card reader is. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect that, and we're going to transfer that over. Now I've already opened the ribbon cable for that. So we're going to do that one first. We're just going to swap that over. I'm going to be honest, I forgot that that came off. I forgot that that's not a common thing that you take off, because I've taken this thing apart and put it back together so many times, but I've never ever taken off the SD card reader. So we're going to set this aside for now. I think I am going to actually, sorry, I'm shaking you guys a bunch. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit because I am scratching up the front of this, and it is a pretty clean console. I've kept it pretty clean through the years, so I'd like to keep it that way. So we're just going to take this whole thing, we're just going to put that in the thumbstick area over there. And we're going to get our nice anti-static tweezers, wherever they may be. All right, we're going to grab actually just our regular tweezers. We're going to get some of these finer things. You know what? No, these are a little sharp. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and pop some of these guys off. I'm going to go pretty quick because I've done this a lot of times. So I would say this is the console that this specific one even, is the console I've been in the most. Because originally what was wrong with this was, I mean, this was a perfectly pristine, perfectly fine one, but it started getting the dead pixels on top and it started spreading. And, I mean, it was literally just like 4 pixels. And I was like, ooh, I don't like that. And then so I took it apart and put a new screen in there. And then it didn't work anymore. I believe the top screen just completely stopped working. And so I took it apart and put it back together a whole bunch of times, and I just could never get it to work again. Now I'm coming back to it years later with a lot more knowledge on how to do this. So hopefully we can get this fixed up. Now it may be that I messed up the ribbon cable that connects it, but I don't think that's the case, because typically when you do that, the device will not power on at all. It'll just kind of like turn on and then pop and turn off. So I think there's a good chance that it's just that the cable's not seated correctly. I believe that was the last. Nope, there's still that guy and then this guy, which this is probably the culprit right here. This is the top cable. These are the easiest ones to mess up, is the ones that go through this little thing. So we're going to go ahead and pull that off. And then on the other side, there'll be this guy here. Open that up. And then this guy here. This is the Nintendo handheld that I realized that they really did not want us opening these up and working on them. Very much so. Like the Game Boys, their dream to work on. Super easy to work on. Absolute dream. So we're going to take this Japanese motherboard. We're going to take this guy out, put it aside, and fingers crossed, all 2 of my viewers, thank you for being there. We're going to whip this guy in, but we're going to make sure we're not leaving any of these cables underneath by accident. Because I already have a new 3DS XL, so I'm kind of debating, because if I do get this fixed up, it's like technically this is my original console that I had, and my other one's not working great. So if I can get this working, I may just do a shell swap and switch the other top shell to this one, repair the other one, and I don't know. It's kind of like the Ship of Theseus situation. It's like, how many parts do I replace on this before it's not my original one anymore, Because like the only thing that's not original to this console is this main board right here, and that's in my other console. That's like the brain and soul of the console is that. And I already messed up because I have to put these cables back in. But before we do that, we're going to really give ourselves the best chance possible. And we're going to clean these ribbon cables with some rubbing alcohol. Sorry if you can hear the dishwasher in the background. I was doing a little bit of being a human. Being like a normal person. I know as much as a lot of people don't like to think about that, like especially the YouTubers, they like to think of YouTubers as a being that just kind of exists to bring them content and don't like to think of them as people. Same with celebrities. Not that, oh, you know what? Shit, that might be it right there. See this dark spot right here? That's not supposed to be there. I'm betting that that's just a little bit of corrosion that was making the screen not work. I really hope that's it. We're going to really try to scrub and get that clean. Maybe do like some very, very light scraping. Because that could definitely be why it's not working. It almost looks like it's made to be dark, though. We'll see. We're going to clean it really well, and we're going to see if we can get this thing functional. But yeah, it would be really cool, because, I basically will have 2 new Nintendo 3DS XLs, one working better than the other if I can get this working correctly. We're going to go ahead and wipe up all of our ribbon cables, just to give us the best chance of, bringing this little guy back to life. You know, it would be a shame to buy a new motherboard for it. I mean, I didn't pay very much for this. These usually go for like 100-ish bucks, which I'm gonna try to take whatever this is off. Bear with me just one moment. My wife is calling me. I will be right back, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. My wife was asking if I wanted any Panera, which I said surprised me. Yeah, I definitely think this is solder. I don't know how this happened. They must have been soldering something else and this dripped on there. But, that could definitely cause a short, because like, I had talked to someone right before this and it looked like epoxy. Two-part epoxy, like JB Weld or something. But scraping it, it's got a metallic sheen to it. It's really bizarre. But it's like right over some resistors. So it'll definitely short out. But I don't know how important it is. This area here. Or if it's even going to bridge right. That is a shame. It's really irritating. I mean, I didn't pay much for this, and got it on eBay, like I said, so there's a real chance I could just be like, message them and be like, I would like my money back, please. Now, they sent me a video of this working plugged into a console, so I'm gonna go back and review that video and see if I can find that weird glob of solder on there, or if they sent me a totally different board. Because I really hate leaving bad reviews, especially if it's a small company, which it seems like this is just like a small shoot, I almost forgot to plug these in again. Where did... There it is. Alright, inside goes right here. We're going to go ahead and grab our tweezers. We're going to pull that up. Very delicate operation. We're going to make sure not to be too aggressive. I think I'm actually going to open this up just to give ourselves some more slack on this. Yeah, that'll be nice. Okay. Open that up. Feed it in. I really would like to know where my nice tweezers are at. But it's looking like I'm not going to find those. I do have a less aggressive pair of tweezers. Oh, there they are. Perfect. Got these nice iFixit static proof tweezers, which I really suggest iFixit. 1000% support iFixit products. Very good stuff. Actually, that is where I learned how to fix a lot of stuff. That is where I got my start when it comes to my console repairs. The iFixit guides are really nice. There's usually like a video that comes along with it. Why can't I open this? There we go. There's usually a really nice like video guide plus a written step-by-step guide for people who are not necessarily visual learners. Do I have this in backwards? Shoot. I'm fairly certain. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get a secondary device that I can look at a reassembly, step-by-step reassembly thing on and see which way this ribbon cable is supposed to go. Because if I had that in backwards somehow, that would explain why it wasn't working. back. Sorry about that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pull up this little instructional video. And, alright. Sorry about that. This is an AYN Thor. A little different than this guy. But, very fun nonetheless. I'm going to look up and see, pull up YouTube while I'm live streaming repairing this new 3DS XL. Does anyone in the chat know which way this this first ribbon cable that you plug in on the back, this guy here, the second one, does anyone know what orientation that's supposed to be in? Because I feel like it's upside down. Do we got any repair people here? It's always good to brush up on your... I probably should have touched up on
How's it going, guys?
Oh, we're going to turn the volume down on this so I don't get copy struck. Watching other people's YouTube content. Oh, dang it. This is a 3DS, a new 3DS period, not an XL, so I don't know if it'll exactly be the same. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have that on screen. So yeah, it looks like the top two, I think that's backwards. No, it's not. No, it's not. Alright, sweet. Alright, we're gonna go do that. I do talk about this thing in another video. This thing's sweet. It's like the big boy version of the 3DS. It'll do... I've been rocking GameCube emulation on there, but it'll emulate all the way up to Switch games and some Steam games, which is really cool. But it's been a really great little nostalgia machine. It has to go. Okay, so... Oh my gosh. But I don't know how I flipped that around. And these things tear so easily. I need to do more research on that. We may switch projects. Yes, I am going to switch projects. Ooh, sorry. I think, you know what? Screw it. We're going to reassemble this the way that I have it oriented here. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So we'll find out. It's really weird that the white tab is the part that pulls up. Maybe that's why... Maybe it is supposed to face down. Yeah, I should have brushed up on this. I have not been in this console. I have not reassembled one of these in a few months. Maybe even a year or two. Not since I put my other one together. So we're going to get this guy in there pretty well, and these are nice anti-static iFixit tweezers. Gonna get that in there, and then we're going to lock it down. Gonna get this guy. This is the trickiest part of this whole reassembly. Thank you, Game Boy Herald. Welcome to the chat. We're just doing some messing around today with some consoles. Later on, we're going to be... I'm going to show you guys this super janky fix one of my childhood friends made to his Game Boy games. Oh, I missed a cable there. Missed a couple cables there. But yeah, you'll see. We're going to do some battery replacements. I just literally, Amazon just dropped off the battery replacements. These cables are so fragile. I cannot stress enough like how careful you need to be when you're messing with these. It's better to be slow and really make sure you're taking your time in order to not twist these too much or mess them up at all. Okay, so I am noticing a pattern. So the black bases with the white clips, that ribbon cable can point up. The connectors point up for that, but it's opposite for the other ones. So if it's a white base with a black clip, that means the connectors face down when you connect the ribbon cables. I don't know. Okay. I did not notice that that was a thing until right now. So I think we're good on that other ribbon cable. I don't think I needed to look that up. I think I was right initially. Game Boy Herald, do you do like retro gaming on your channel, or do you do like do you collect? Are you like a hunter? Do you do repairs? Do you just talk about games? Or is Game Boy Herald just a name that just happens to be? I think I'm missing a clip right here. Nope, that's over on the backboard, that's right. So we're going to switch tweezers for a couple of these. We're going to be switching back and forth between these really fine needle nose ones and these other ones. Because these clips, especially with age, have been very fragile. This original board that's in my other console, I had to harvest this clip right here. I had to harvest this clip from a Japanese one that I had. He's a gamer. Very cool. Does he do like the gaming on the channel? So we're gonna come in here. We're gonna very gently feed this ribbon cable in here. Now these have been manipulated a lot. So we got that in there. Mostly wanted to use those other tweezers to open that up. And there we go. Awesome. That was sarcasm for those of you who did not pick that up. I think actually, now that we've got those clipped in, I think we can go ahead and close this. Make sure that those cables aren't going to get too tight. It'll be a little bit easier to manipulate this. I think we're going to do it by hand. I'm very shaky today. Heck yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to do some retro gaming on this channel eventually, but I need to get a setup for it because I'm going to be getting off on nights a lot more often than not. So I can't do forging and I can't do work in the garage at night, but I can sure do this. So I think I'm gonna come back to this cable because it is pissing me off. Watch how easy this one's gonna go in comparatively. Maybe not. I think I'm gonna add some light. I need a little bit more light. We're gonna bust out the flashlight. I could open this curtain, but we're just gonna do this instead. Just because I'm getting a little older, I need all the help I can get. Unk status over here. But yeah, I think I want to do this thing. I'm going to be calling it like Shovelware Saturdays. So shovelware is like a term for like in the gaming world where they just take a game, like it's those like crappy cheap like those crappy cheap games, you know, like the Barbie games and like the random like TV show games that are really bad. Some of them are okay. You'll find like gold in them every once in a while. They'll actually be like a good game that you can tell that people, put thought into it. But a lot of it's just stuff they can put on and put out and get money for. But I want to play those games. I have a whole bunch of them just that I've gotten. Like, I'll buy a video game lot and then I'll have like a couple of those thrown in that I just absolutely do not care about, but I just hold on to them. Because, I mean, getting rid of them or selling them, like, I can let my kids play them. But, like, I don't really care about playing them. They're not good games. But I would like to make it to where I can play one of those every Saturday. King's Run. Oof. Oof. Is King's Run one of those bad games? Monsieur Plundershop? Oh, the Burger King game. Okay, no, sorry, Plundershop. I was talking about bad games, not absolute masterpieces, okay? Sneaking and all those games were absolute masterpieces. And I will die on this hill. The Pepsi Man game as well from Japan. I mean, maybe I'll play that too, just stuff like that. I think it'd be kind of fun, Everyone's playing all these AAA games. I think it'd be kind of fun to play like some bad games. It'd probably get me to rage quit. Some of those games are just made horribly. I think it'd be fun to play some like bootleg versions of games too, because you see them on like. I don't spend a lot of time on AliExpress. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go insane. But this one cable is gonna drive me bonkers. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, more than likely gentlemen, we got it. Oh, I think we're on the last cable for the main board, and then we'll have our moment of truth. We're not going to put all the screws back in just right away. Now, if I do end up getting this new 3DS XL working again, which I have my doubts, I think I probably screwed this cable. I think it's probably fucked, to be honest. So we're going to make sure this orientation's right so we can test this out. But yeah, realistically, I think this ribbon cable's fucked, which means I have to replace the entire top screen, which really sucks, but, oh well. You pay a price for knowledge sometimes. And in this particular instance, that price may be a new top screen, which sucks because they run about like $100, which I was able to get a new main board for this pretty cheap on eBay, but I also had been watching it for a long time trying to find one for really cheap. I need a headlamp. I mean, it's really not that. What, the walrus? Welcome, Niham the rat. We're working on a new 3DS XL, actually my original copy, Mr. Niham. What the walrus. But yeah, we're gonna Samus, hold this. Thanks. So we're gonna see. You came in right at the end of a pretty. This is a very challenging reassembly. Oh, you know what? I just realized. You have to connect this before you put the screw in. Definitely should have brushed up on this, The hubris of me thinking I can work on literally the hardest console to work on for Nintendo. without brushing up on how to do it after literal years. Absolute hubris. The folly of man. Alright, perfect. So now we're going to go ahead and put this boy back in. We're going to put this screw back in. And then we're going to do a dry test. I'm not going to put all the stuff back together. Not putting all the screws back in. Thank you for holding the light. Alright, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and... You guys aren't going to be able to see this. This is like a really awkward thing to try to film. I'm actually going to go ahead and do this one first, actually. Actually... We're not even going to put any screws in the back of this just yet. But we're going to... Christ on a cross. Bro. It's really hard. I mean, I'm going to swear on this channel, but I still have to censor myself because I have a tendency to say something pretty drastic when I'm minorly inconvenienced because I like being dramatic. And I know that saying that particular sentence on YouTube Live will get me a strike because it happened to our Lord and Savior, Papa Meat. Why is this not wanting to go back? There it goes. Okay. Oh, shoot. I need to tuck that in, too. Whatever. We'll do... Ooh. Motion sickness. Sorry, everyone. I got a really janky-ass setup here. So we're gonna put this battery in now. Not like that, because that would be stupid. We're gonna put this in, and we're gonna hope. Alright, we're gonna hope that this top screen turns on. We're gonna hope the whole motherfucker just turns on at all. Oh. Okay, there it goes. It turned on for a second, turned off. Oh, nope, we've got the pop. Let's try it now. It may just be... How is it every time I open one of these fucking things? Ooh. Every time I open one of these things, it always makes it worse. Every single time. I hate working on the new... Oh, it doesn't have a... Okay, never mind. I might be overreacting, guys. I just forgot to put an SD card in there. It will not boot on without an SD card. Ooh, which actually, this SD card is not for this. It's for the Japanese one. So it may not even work anyway. I may have to format it, which is fine, because I do not give a shit about what's on the other... Alright, fingers crossed. Nope, we've got the pop. Ugh. Which means that probably one of our ribbon cables is not seated correctly. Oh wait, it's that one. Oh, hell yeah, okay. Awesome. I hope it's literally just this. Yeah, these things are just such a huge pain in the ass to work on. I also probably should put a single screw in here just to make sure. I'm going to take a look at these ribbon cables very loosely from this side. Make sure these guys aren't out. So we're going to put a single screw in this main board. Is this a tri-wing? No. Are these all Phillips heads? I could have sworn this had a bunch of tri-wings. Or maybe Nintendo gave up on trying to keep us stinky Nintendo enjoyers from digging around in their consoles. Maybe they just gave up because you can just buy, at this point, in the world, you could just buy the screwdrivers for getting in these things on Amazon. So maybe they did just give up. I could have sworn there was a bunch of Tri-Wings in here. I guess I'm crazy. Oh well. Aren't we all? Alright, we're going to put it back together and we're going to try one thing after another. Try to get this thing to work. This is my least favorite part, trying to put this single stupid thing back in. This one goes in, super easy. This one goes in, not so much. I don't know why I struggle so much with this one, but I always have. There we go. Alright. Attempt number 2. Oh no, bro. I left the SD card in that time. You know who else left the SD card in? My mom. Get it, guys? From regular show? Am I cool? Am I relevant? What? Okay, I was like, oh no, I left it in again, but nope, I'm just dumb. Sure didn't. Appreciate you guys hanging in for this abysmal dog crap live stream. Alright, let's try it again. Oh, I guess I should hold the button for like more than half a second, huh? Nope, got another pop. Cool. That's pretty freaking cool. That's pretty awesome that it's not working. Remember when they made Billy Mitchell cry? I remember the move that made LeBron cry. What is eating Gilbert grape? Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Want to slam my hand in a door. Oh, you know what? Could be this one. This is the funnest part, is opening it and closing it 5 bazillion times because you suspect one of the cables may not be seated correctly. It's so fun, guys. I will not crash out over this. I refuse. You know what? No, I think this one is completely seated correctly. Let's just be sure. Let's pull it out and put it back in. Yep. Alright, that one's fine. It's really funny because I'm going to go through and make sure all these are in. And, just to have to unplug them all to check these again, because it's 99% of the time it's these. In my experience, working on these, which is somewhat limited, but, you know, and it's usually this guy. You know, usually what happens is, Gilbert Grape is a go-to movie. Real talk, chat. Niham the Rat, I have actually never seen it. I'm not big into, like, anthropomorphic fruit movies. That's what it is? Like, it's like one of those, like, AI generated, like, fruit dramas? Is that what it is? I see them all the time, like telenovela, fruit stories, where like a strawberry woman is married to a banana man, but then her kids come out as like grapes because she slept with a grape while he was at work. It's like the same thing, right? Is that what Gilbert Grape is about? Oh man, I cannot get this to go in. Christ on a cross. We're gonna get this in, or I'm gonna cry. Ooh. Why am I so shaky? Probably because I haven't eaten anything. Wait, no, I had something for breakfast. What did I eat? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely eaten today. Let me tell you, big boy don't miss many meals. Yeah, it's the same as a boy learning with a learning disorder, I think. Is that what what's eating gopher creep is about? Unironically, if you guys want to cry, watch I Am Sam. Very heartbreaking movie. Dang it. I watched it as a kid, and it still makes me sad. It's about a man with severe developmental disabilities who has a kid, getting his kid taken away because he's not fit to take care of the kid. And I'm not talking like Forrest Gump developmental disabilities. I'm talking like sheltered workshop, group home developmental disabilities. Like cannot take care of himself. But yeah, I have no idea what Gilbert Grape is about. You could tell me it's like about a time traveling kid who befriends a talking grape and like travels in time to go like fight dinosaurs with a grape. Where the future is ruled by produce. After the great, what was that movie with the hot dogs? Gilbert Grape is an older brother of a boy with a learning disorder who makes his life worse. Makes his life worse. It's got a lot of themes about like family ties and shit. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Sounds like a sad movie. Sounds like I don't want to watch it. I don't like watching movies. Oh no, that's not true at all. I like watching movies that make me feel things. I think if a story makes you feel things, even if it's bad things, you know, sad or what have you, I think that makes it an inherently good story. I think challenging things that challenge you as well, like, you know, challenge your perception of the world. Why won't this fit in to the case? Oh, that can't be good. That doesn't sound good. But yeah, that definitely sounds like a sad movie, bro. And I'm gonna be real with you. I got enough sad feelings already. I don't need to watch that. It sounds cool, but I'm good. I'm good, big dog. I'm sure it's a good movie. Oh, oh, check it out. Okay, it was that. It's Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp. Whoa. Okay. All right, we got some heavy hitters there. That is very interesting. All right, so enable loading from external firms and system modwares. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay. Ooh, please, 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 please. I really hope both of these screens work. Oh, actually, that just shuts it off when I do that. Oh, the top one lit up a little bit. Fuck. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's an entirely new issue. Did the battery come out? Oh, I think the battery dropped out. Damn, and it was establishing too. We know the top screen's not working, so I'm going to assume that the top screen is totally McFucked on this. So we go through that firmware thing. Battery's dead now. Cool. Isn't that cool, guys? Alright, so we're gonna fuck with this another day. We're gonna be switching it up, guys. We're gonna switch it up to we're going to go ahead and switch to soldering some game stuff. Some some battery saves. Save batteries for game. Oh my god. Jesus. We're going to switch to some soldering on some Pokemon games. We're going to replace some batteries. Wow, I just about messed that up. We're going to put some screws back in here just to get this, somewhat stable. There's the QR code, or the code that came, the serial number, Jesus, that came with the new memory main board, rather. So which one is the developmentally disabled person? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio or Johnny Depp? It's interesting because usually, oh man, that's really irritating. I wonder if it has anything to do with that little bit of solder. We're gonna try to get that solder off at some point too, but it's gonna be really hard because I don't want to pull off the transistor thingy-majigs. All right, so we gonna switch. It's Leonardo. Is his first Oscar nomination? He killed it. Yeah, that was a thing, dude. Like, I remember being really butthurt that Leonardo DiCaprio didn't. He should have like a whole room full of Oscars. I don't know if it's just the fact that, because you basically have to pay for Oscars. You pretty much have to pay the people who vote for it and all that. It's not like oh, everyone gets together and they vote. It's like, no, you pay off the fucking Hollywood sleaze bags to give you that. I wonder if he just did not do that for a long time and then did do it, or there was just so much backlash about him never getting an Oscar that they were just like, well, I guess we have to give it to him. I wonder what was the case with that. All right, but I'm going to be right back. Here, look at this cringy toy. Oh, bam and bam. I'm gonna go get the batteries that got delivered on my porch. I'll be right back. So it always really cracks me up when I order a couple of these batteries. How big of a box they send these tiny little like button batteries in. Let me grab the games that I'm gonna be working on real quick. He's kind of a goober, this guy. He gave me 3 bags of stuff, so it's gonna have to give me a second to find them. Not that one. What a great stream, right, guys? All like 3 people watching. I appreciate you watching. Here they are. Oh, there's 3. Ooh, dang it. All right. So I only ordered 2 batteries, so that's cool. All right, so out of here. So we've got these 3 games, right? We're just going to focus on these 2 right now. So we've got Pokemon Crystal and Pokemon Gold. These are authentic copies. Pokemon Crystal goes for like $200 or something. Hey Rob, welcome. Just popped in to hit like, brother, hitting the sack. Now you have a good night, man. I know it's pretty late for you there. You have a good one. I appreciate you popping in. It means a lot to me. Sorry I haven't been catching any of your streams, but life has been hectic. So this goober, my buddy, let's call him Nick, has these two copies. This one's, like $200-ish. It's not in the best condition, but it's in pretty good condition. I'll show you. Let me go grab a Game Boy. Oh, let's see. Appropriately, we have the Frankenboy that is also actually his. So we're going to go ahead and get there, see if we can get this pop on. Of course not first try. That would be too easy. You know, actually, blow in there for one, and we're going to pop in the much more ergonomic, much clearer screen for you guys. Wow, okay, this guy's pretty dirty. We're going to go ahead and give her a good old wipe down. Oof. Nick, what is happening? Jeez. So, hopefully I'll be able to show you guys the funny thing about these. If this will even come on. That's why I love old school Nintendo, dude. Okay, so we got Pokemon Crystal in here, obviously, right? Cool, we're going to boot it up. Awesome. Very cool. What is happening? That's a gold version. What a silly goober. This guy, let's see if it even saves. No, it does not save. That makes a lot of sense, and I'll show you why that makes a lot of sense. So we got that. He switched the cartridges. I'm not... That's not good. Excuse me, sir. We do not need help over here. The Honorable Beef Supreme is trying to come in here and assist us. We do not need assistance, sir. No, thank you. Move on. Yeah, we got Crystal, and that one's not saving either. Sweet. That makes absolute sense. My battery almost dead. Would you get out of here? Go. Get on, Beef. Go on, get. So, I don't know why he switched these cases. It does not make sense. Nick, if you are in the chat, which I don't think you are, one of the two people here, let me know why you did that. Why? Yeah, he's a cat for sure, and he's a stinker. So let me show you. So these old games, so in order for these to save, they had to have a little battery in them, right? This guy tried to replace his, and when he did, he just taped them on. He tried to use a regular button battery. This goober tried to use a regular button battery underneath some electrical tape and just put it on the old contacts. That does not work. I mean, it may have worked for him at one point. He said it did work, and it was saving, but we're gonna get this done up proper for him. This is not even the right type of battery, I don't believe. Oh, yeah, let me show you this thing. Okay, so we're going to change both of these, and we're going to swap the shell back. I do want to replace... He's missing a screw on this one. Oh, boy, this guy's crunchy. We're going to clean up these shells for him pretty nice, too. Ooh, yeah, he tried to solder this one on. I can see. But, oh, yeah, he bridged it. He bridged it right there, and there, the piece of solder just flew off. So that's really, if it fits, it ships. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true for this one, boss. Oh, this one's missing its tab as well. That one's actually right there. Oh, no, that's a piece of solder. Never mind. I'm dumb. So we're going to get these guys cleaned up. These are pretty, this is pretty abysmal. So we've got, these two... let me figure out a way to mark these real quick. Yeah, he's got some corrosion on the board on this one as well. I wonder if it's from this bad solder. Oh, man. Yeah, we're cleaning these up. These guys are pretty... What a silly Billy. I'm worried about this one too. This one doesn't even have the battery in it. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I only have 2 replacement batteries, so I'm gonna replace. We're gonna replace crystal and gold here. Which actually, this is crystal, this is gold. We're gonna figure out how to mark it. We're just gonna stick a random sticker on gold. We're gonna work on crystal first because it's the cooler game, in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our soldering stuff and get working on this. Which, Niham the Rat, I need to get you back your microphone. I need to reassemble that. Maybe we'll do that real quick today. So we're gonna need the mainstays of working on this stuff. We're gonna need flux. We're gonna need a soldering iron, but I do not see my soldering iron. That's not good. Huh. Maybe I put it in here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, sweet. Need a soldering iron. Make sure this even gets enough power. Oh. Okay, this does get enough power with this cable. Sweet. We're going to set this here because we're not ready to mess with that yet. We're going to need some soldering wick, which we still have a bunch of... Oh, there's some good spots on here still. That'll probably be enough to clean some of these up, but we're going to save that. So, iron, flux, wick, and then we're going to need our replacement batteries, which I brought in, complained about the box size, and now I do not see the box at all. Well, there's a cat toy. Why am I the way that I am, chat? How did I lose it? I literally came in and I said, oh, I'm going to look for these games. Oh my god. Hold on. Where did I put it? Jesus Christ. How could I have possibly lost it in a 6-foot area? How? Literally how? It's on the other side of the table in the chair, that's why. So, I'm going to open this package that I just got delivered. We're going to open this up. And I'm going to show you the batteries that came inside, and then I'm going to show you the box that they shipped it in. Tell me if you think this is a ridiculous sized box for this. So, here's the batteries, right? Just these little packages. That's it. This is the box that they shipped it in. Look at that. That's ridiculous, dude. I got this big old box I gotta take care of. I know they have to take, like, you know, because it's a battery, they have certain stuff they have to do with the shipping. But send it in a smaller box, dude. Send it in one of those envelopes with like a smaller box inside. It does not need a whole box. I could put my shoes in there. It fits, so they shipped it. I mean, I guess, fair enough. But Jesus Christ, it's excessive, right? Like, I'm not the only one. I'm not being like a Karen. Like, that's a little bit silly. All right, now we got the actual proper batteries. Oh, they are 2025s. All right, fair enough. Do go on. So they're going to go in this orientation. Yeah, they're going to go in that orientation. Maybe? Shit. Okay, so that's negative, that's positive. All right. So yeah, it's going to go in this orientation. So we're going to get all this bullshit solder wicked off of here. And to do that, we're going to put a little bit of flux on here. I'm actually going to put quite a bit. Both sides. going to heat up our soldering iron. This thing heats up fast. Love this thing. Woo, smells like soldering. So we're going to go ahead and come in. We're going to find like one of the last good spots on this wick. And we're going to start warming up this solder. Getting it sucked up in there. Bro needs a ventilation system. We're just going to come to this other side. You know what? Actually, this other side, we're going to see, I mean, because there's no problem with doing that. Like literally just heating up and pulling it off. I usually try to replace the solder, but I mean, honestly, the solder looks pretty clean. I am not particularly worried about it. Oh, I guess it would be good to have solder as well. There it is. I knocked it down earlier when I was digging for stuff. First world problems? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, gosh, this goober. This guy is silly. If you're watching, Nick, don't be so silly. Bumped the camera again. My bad, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and, we're just going to mix this solder. I think it'll be fine. Oof. A little smoky. Yeah, I don't know what this... I'm definitely going to need to move that. So we're going to go ahead and pull our... These always come with little covers. We're going to pull those guys off. We're going to let that cool off for a second. Then we're going to come in with a little alcohol swab. A little Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol on it. Clean up this no clean flux. Which, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to put some more flux down. This is an excessive amount, but I want to make sure there's nothing under where the battery is going to be that should not be there. That's always a good practice. I mean, realistically, I probably don't even need to apply any flux. Dry this off. Ugh, man, this thing is gross. My buddy definitely is a silly guy. I'm not even going to put flux on it. We're going to put it all back together. Oh, you know what? We got to put flux on it. I mean, it's soldered and it's okay, but we're going to put some flux on it just to make it a little bit nicer. Oh, yeah. We're going to hit the other side, too, while we're in here. Definitely seems counterproductive cleaning up all the solder off of it just to put more solder on, but it just makes for a nicer little ball of solder when you flux it. And I want this to be nice for them. I've actually got a bunch of stuff to fix for this guy. Including, I'm going to be doing a reshell on a like first gen SNES. We're actually going to add a little bit more flux to that side. My beautiful wife is coming home, so you will hear me interact with her. She will probably be handing me food. I almost called her Mrs. Forge, but this is the wrong channel for that. That looks pretty good to me. Hello, beautiful wife.
Mm.
Alright, now we're just going to unplug this guy because I will put my arm on it if not. Ew, healthy. Just kidding. Thank you, wife. Appreciate you. I think we're going to finish up this second. We're going to clean up this and the cartridge really well. And then we're going to do the other one, and I think we're going to call that good on this stream. But we're going to clean up the whole card because I do see some like beginnings of some corrosion. And then we're going to clean up this pretty nasty shell. It's pretty yucky. And then we're going to call it good. Appreciate you guys watching. I know this is not the most entertaining thing, but what are your favorite games from your childhood? Let's start a conversation while I clean up this board. I really like, obviously, the Metroid series. So I think I've talked about the Metroid series more than any other. But what was like your first childhood game that you remember ever playing? Mine was so I started my very first ever console, my first ever video game run-in besides not knowing what I was doing for 5 minutes on an SNES at Latchkey when I was a kid. Oof, ugh. Look at that, that's yummy. She definitely needed a good old bath. Playing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game on the SNES for 5 minutes and being like, I don't really understand how to play. And then all the other kids getting mad at me because I didn't know how to play. And because it was a 4-player game, I think. I didn't do well, and then I ended up getting from one of my sister's friends when I was a kid. Ended up getting from her a Game Boy Color with Legend of Zelda. It was for the Game Boy Color. I can't remember which one it was, but I remember there was a Claw Machine game. I can't remember which one. I think it was A Link to the Past, maybe. I'm really bad with the titles of the Legend of Zelda games, especially the top-down Zeldas. But there was this Claw game on there, and I remember because I really loved it, and I had put a scratch in the screen, specifically right where you needed to press the A button to get the claw to drop, because I spent hours watching and figuring out exactly where to drop it. And then I didn't want to lose that spot, so I put the tiniest little scratch. But really, I played through. I didn't really know exactly too much what I was doing, but I would say I was pretty little when I got that. I'm actually going to put a big old splash of rubbing alcohol in here. Let it sit for a second while we start cleaning the board, or the cartridge. But yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing with games until then. But the one I really liked, it all kind of clicked for me and made me realize I really liked video games, was Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. My parents never really got me a home console as a kid, but I played over at friends' houses and stuff, so I got experiences with that. But I never really got to sit down and play. But Metroid Fusion was different. I remember it was Christmas, and I remember playing through and getting really far in the game, and it was the first time I really got sucked into a game. But I mean, it's such a great story, and it grips you so fast. And there's little horror elements that kind of scared me as a kid. you get like chased by like an evil copy of yourself that's like a alien parasite clone. I'm getting a phone call, sorry. And you get chased by this like you get so essentially okay, so if you don't know Metroid, the main character is Samus Aran, and she's a like space bounty hunter. She gets hired basically by like world government or the Galactic Federation, which is like a government agency essentially to take care of issues. She doesn't actually like do like normal bounty hunting, so I don't know really why she's a bounty hunter. I think it's a bad translation because the original title of Metroid was like, I believe, Space Hunter. And so she goes and gets infected by this virus in this game. Spoiler alert. Sorry, it's like a 20-something-year-old game. If you're worried about spoilers, I apologize. She goes and gets infected by this virus, and all of her, she wears this suit. Oh yeah, she wears this suit, and it's got all these like power ups, arm cannon, armor, and everything. And most of it gets cut away, because it's like a biomechanical suit, but most of it gets cut away. And then you encounter like that virus that was infecting parts of your biomechanical suit becomes a copy of you, but like at your most powerful, and you're like at your most basic weapon. So you have to avoid it throughout the game. And there's like really cool horror aspects of that, which I was really big into horror as a kid, which is I know probably kind of weird, but I was really big into like Sci-Fi Channel and all that. But yeah, that was like the first one I really remember like understanding like how the game worked and like sinking my teeth into it and spending time really deep diving into a game. And that's what really made me fall in love with the Metroid series. I guess it was brand loyalty, kind of, or like I really loved the character Samus. She's a strong, stoic, space bounty hunter badass. I didn't care that she was a girl. I never really even thought about that. I was like, whoa, this person's cool. And I didn't know it was a chick actually until I beat the game. I was like, oh my gosh, whoa, because I thought it was like a robot, as a little kid. How dare you? What are you talking about, Plunder Shop? What you complaining about? Alright, that's looking clean enough for now. I think it looks pretty good. Definitely better than it was. Oh, spoilers. Oh, shoot. My bad. That's right. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. It's like spoiling the end of the Sixth Sense? Actually, I think the Sixth Sense is probably older. Man, this thing is scuzzy. The outside's pretty clean, but these things pick up like so much dirt. Kids play with these. Look at that. Ugh. Cleans up pretty well, though. Plastic's nice for that. Don't spoil Titanic? Oh, yeah, I won't. Sorry, my bad. My mom was obsessed with the Titanic at one point. We went to I remember I really enjoyed it. It's a really fond memory. We went to a museum where they had like the Titanic exhibit, and they had like that big like artificial iceberg that they had made, and there was a bunch of people that like pushed their hands on there for a really long time and like melted their handprint in. I remember seeing that, and like pieces recovered from the Titanic and like replica pieces of the Titanic as well. It was very cool. I think it still goes on. I think they still go on tours with it. Obviously, different iceberg and stuff, but it It was a really interesting time. All right, this is good enough. We're going to go ahead and throw this guy back together. Now that I'm confident that it's dry. Oh, it's not dry. That's right. Because we had put a bunch of rubbing alcohol on here in hopes of getting some of this goop off. I need to get some like actual goop off because he put this electric tape on here. I mean, it's not going to affect anything, but it's definitely probably better that it's not on the board. All right, she's looking good. Let's plug it in. Let's see if it saves. We'll make a nice little save file for him. He only has one screw, so we're gonna put this back in here because this is the superior game in my opinion. It's literally like the Gen 2 equivalent of like Emerald. So each generation of Pokemon, there was like the main releases. So the first generation was in Japan at least, it was red, blue, and green. In America, we got red and blue, and then the ultimate version, the penultimate, you know, the best version of it was Pokemon Yellow, which you had a Pikachu that followed behind you. I mean, it was better for a lot of reasons. It fixed some issues. But I really missed that trend of Pokemon where they would make the two main games and then they'd make like the ultimate version. So we're going to see if we boot up. Looking pretty good. Awesome. Bitchin'. So, oh my god, this is gold version. Ooh, that's not good. I did not like that. I wonder if we left a little alcohol on the board. Spoiler alert for the Titanic. The boat sinks. There was room on the... Yeah, I think there's some alcohol on the board. I think that's what it was. So we're going to let this dry off all the way. And we're going to actually put together our... I'm going to check something real quick. I wonder if I put that battery in backwards. We're going to check my other Game Boy Color, or my other copy of Pokemon Gold, and we're going to make sure that I did not put that in backwards. I think we might have put it in backwards, and by we, I mean you guys. It's your fault. You did this. Thanks a lot, punks. Nope, it's in there right. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if there was just a little bit... Actually, I wonder if it was the alcohol. It has to be the alcohol, guys. There's only one solution, and it's literally adding more alcohol. We're going to let this dry off a little bit longer this time. I wonder if that was part of the problem. I've never seen a game do that. It could be I also could have bumped the... I also could have bumped the game, having it stick out at the top like that. Alright, we're going to let that cool off. Cool off? Dry off. We're going to put mine back together. Now that I know I put it together, I never shouldn't have doubted myself. Wait a minute, that one's mine. Mine's much nicer than his, so I'm going to keep it. I'll gonna put this guy aside. This one's mine. I don't want to lose that one. So we're gonna go ahead and put this other battery on actual Pokemon Crystal. I thought that was gold, but we got those mixed up. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this guy back in. We're gonna go super fast. Super fast mode. Yeah, this goober, I think, tried to use plumbing solder to solder his batteries on, which are, like, bless his heart. I mean, I think he tried to do this back before, like, there were probably many YouTube videos on how to do this. So, like, understandable, you know. YouTube is a incredibly valuable resource when it comes to learning. YouTube University is where it's at. So we're gonna, on this actual copy of Pokemon Crystal, which is actually pretty clean. Ooh, there's still all that electric tape goop on there. We're gonna go ahead and, you know the routine at this point, probably. Put down some flux. Put down some flux. We're going to go ahead and actually remove all the solder this time. Maybe that was part of the problem. You're not supposed to really mix different types of solder. So we're going to see if this one's a little more successful. Set it on there. Let all that solder get sucked up. Just about all of it. We're going to hit up here. Sorry if you can hear the laundry in the back of the background. It may get pretty loud. It sounds like the washer's a little off kilter, but that is fine. Not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and shake the camera a whole bunch, because that is fun. Put a generous amount of new solder down, now that we've removed all the old solder. Very easy repair. I'd say if you're new to repairing like games and stuff, this is a really good way to learn soldering, because it's a very non-threatening, very easy thing to do. You done goofed, AA Ron. Where did... There it is. Gotta whip this guy out. Pull these little battery covers off. Bruh. Alright. Same orientations last time. We already got solder down. Ooh, sorry for shaking the camera. Go ahead and come in and I might even add in some more solder. Oops. Dang it. Thought it was stuck to my finger a little bit there, but that looks fine. Fine, just fine. Come in and melt the solder on this side. And she's golden. Gonna unplug this guy, put her over here. Then we're going to clean the board. It's really interesting the difference between my two channels. Because if I went and did a live stream on my other channel right now, my outdoor stuff, is it just that it's more interesting? Like, you can be honest with me, guys. If my other stuff's way more interesting, that is fine. It could also just be taste, too. Also, what is it, Monday at freaking 5 in the afternoon? Also probably not prime time for streaming, to be honest. Alright, this is that Pokemon Crystal. So we're going to test this guy out once this alcohol dries up. A $200 copy of Crystal. Actually, I don't remember. It might be 200. I don't know. I might be just being dramatic. So we're going to go ahead and pop her in. Welcome, everyone. We're doing some game repairs. We're going to be testing out a Pokemon copy of Pokemon Crystal. I had a little spike for a second. I'm blowing it. Get that alcohol to evaporate. Toss this guy in. But yeah, I have not had very much success streaming on this channel. But my other one, even my first time, oop. There we go. Alright, this one's booting up alright. So we're going to go ahead and hit new game. We're going to go girl. We'll make like a nice save file for him. Yeah, it's day o'clock. Yep, it's that time. 10 o'clock. Chat, what should we make the name on this file? This is, mind you, this is going to my childhood friend, so what should we name the main character on this copy of Pokemon Crystal? Alright, it's looking good so far. It hasn't spazzed out. Ooh, there I am. What did you say your name was? Alright, chat. What are we naming this file? Some seems to run off some form of electricity. That is true. That is true. Alright, so we're just seeing if this saves. So let's what's a funny name? Okay, you guys aren't answering. Let's see. What am I gonna name it? Oh, I got a perfect idea. Very mature. Alright. Your mom, are you ready? Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Classic. Yeah, he'll get a kick out of it. Alright. I've actually never seen the female sprite for this game. Alright, so it's working right. Cool, we're gonna save. Alright, now we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna pull it out. We're gonna let the battery discharge. While we do that, we're gonna go ahead and put the screw back in, because it'll definitely have enough time. If that battery is not working, we will know about it. Good Lord. There we go. Oops. Throw this motherfucker back in here. Should be fine. I'm gonna try to find a screw for his copies. All right, moment of truth, y'all. Hey, absolutely cool. So we got one done. We're gonna check on this copy of Pokemon Gold, which also this one desperately needs cleaning. This one, I don't know. Maybe some sort of resin or something. I don't know what he got on this. You know how kids be. I mean, I think these are his like childhood copies of these games. Yeah. So this should be absolutely dry. So if it's still not wanting to work, I'm gonna desolder it and figure out, because it shouldn't be bridged. There's nothing really close by to even bridge. Christ on a cross. Why can I not get this to fucking go in? Jesus. There we go. Yeah, this thing is fucking scuzzy as shit. Bam. Nope. Bam. Nope. Bam. No, absolutely not. Why is this not even wanting to read now? Oh my god, this thing is gross. We're cleaning this up first before we diagnose it. I can't even pull it apart. Man. Oh yeah, no, this needs... Oh, you know what? I think I spread some of the adhesive from the electrical tape on there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna splish splash. They're taking a bath. Because this stuff is pretty gnarly. Pretty nasty. Kind of spread that around, let that sit for a minute. We're gonna clean this one. This one's the lesser of both of them on the dirty scale. It's got a microfiber cloth with some rubbing alcohol on it. We're just gonna wipe the whole motherfucker down. Dude, what is going on? What did he do to these? It's funny to me that he like switched the I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he had the Pokemon Crystal in the Pokemon Gold shell and vice versa. I don't know what the logic there was. Just to be a silly goose? I mean, he had the fucking batteries taped on, which is Goofy Goober Central right there. Guess I should put this where you guys can actually see it, but yeah, it's funny. This channel has been much more successful, not as a live stream platform like my other channel, but it's been much more successful as a like my normal like shorts and stuff, which I can take a bunch of shorts out of these live streams and do that. But I've already got 100 subscribers on there, which is pretty good considering how young this channel is. Which, feel free to subscribe. That'd be super cool. Catch like game repair content. I just made a pretty sick Pokemon Emerald. That is awesome. Yeah. I need like a toothpick or something for this shit, man. I don't even know what that is. I don't really want to know. I don't know. It's like the thing with these like games that people have had since like childhood. You know, when you're like a little kid, you don't care. You're like, oh, I like my video games. I play it, and then you just like spill root beer and shit on it, and then it's there forever. And then someone gets it like years later when your mom gives all your shit away at a garage sale, and some dude buying games to flip them or play them or whatever opens it up and it's like full of root beer residue. And then they're exactly where I'm at now. This, though, I don't know. I'm fixing up a copy, a friend's childhood copy of his Pokemon game, so... Man, I don't... Ugh. Look at that shit, guys. Gnarly. I should be wearing gloves. I really should. But we all gotta die from something. Yeah, that's good enough. We're gonna clean this guy up pretty well. We're gonna get a new Q-tip and everything. Hopefully, maybe I'm not gonna get a new Q-tip. I do not know where I put him. It's amazing. Oh, I put my Game Boy on it. It's amazing how you can lose stuff without moving. Really, really incredible. Really fantastic skill that I have. Oh my god. Perfect. So we're gonna clean this guy pretty good, because yeah, it's still pretty scuzzy. I think that's the problem. I think we bridged a couple of these, but around the solder job I do not see anything bridged. So I don't believe it was my repair. Yeah, that is yummy. I guess you guys probably want to be able to see this, huh? I guess that's probably why you're here. Hi, and welcome to an episode of Retro Game Repair ASMR. Yes, we're cleaning this cartridge. Yes, it's so clean. Today we're going to be cleaning up Pokemon Gold. This would be the time when like everyone would show up. You know, I'll have like consistently like 3 or 4 people watching this whole time. Tell us how you really feel. How about you tell me how you really feel about Mario Kart? Blundershop, you never even told me what your like childhood like first like childhood game that you remember playing was. All right, she's pretty dry. All right. What am I doing? Third time's a charm. Yeah, that, oh my god. Yeah, that goes together a lot easier. It's still pretty like sticky and gross, but definitely a lot better. All right. Nothing. Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo, Super Nintendo? Hell yeah. Solid. Bro. There's no way. Okay, we're going to test on Crystal just to keep my sanity. Is this going to work? Sure is, bro. What? And Star Fox on Super Nintendo? Solid titles to start with. Solid first games. I guess we're just going to reflow this solder real quick. Bro, I do not understand. There's nothing bridged. I wonder if it's the gunk from the electrical tape. You'd figure that'd be insulative. I just don't know how to get it. I don't have any goop off or contact cleaner. I guess we're gonna remelt some of this solder and see if that does anything. I don't. Other than that, I don't understand. Same titles on N64? Hell yeah. N64 was one I always wanted, but I never really got to play. I got to play a couple times when I would go visit my sister in the summers. And I played Kirby and the Crystal Shard and Mario Party. I think those were like the main games I played on the N64, but it's got so many bangers. But it performed so poorly when it came to like sales. There's nothing to bridge to right there. I don't understand why this wouldn't be working. Unless I snagged, you know what it might be. I might have snagged one of the legs of these little logic boards. Superior system till PlayStation. Yeah, I like PlayStation 2. Or PlayStation as well. I never had one. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of home consoles. I had a GameCube. I think there's some gunk right here. I think it's like bridging right there. It might just be like a little itty bitty piece of solder, like this little guy. It might be something like that just sitting in there. So where'd my toothbrush go? My board brush. We're gonna give this guy a good old scrub. Get this hot thing out of here. I need to make like a little cup. I need to have like a little cup just for putting alcohol and stuff. So we're just gonna give this guy a good old scrub all over. We kind of did that earlier, but not very well. I mostly wiped off the stuff on the back. But we're going to really make sure nothing is bridged in here and nothing is stuck in the board. I'm just using 97% rubbing alcohol, isopropyl. We're going to really make sure. I hope I didn't mess this up. If I did, I'll just give him my copy that I have done over here that I know works. I've bridged a couple games on doing other stuff, but I've never fried one. I don't know if that's possible. These things are pretty darn robust. I had a copy of Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the Game Boy Color that it had motor oil on it. I like found it in some driveway, and then or like in the street by a trash can when I was walking one day. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll take that. Didn't have a label. Played it, and I was like, oh, cool. Just saying hi, liking for the algorithm. Appreciate it, Aria. Appreciate that. Appreciate anyone liking for any reason. Aria, we're working on a copy of Pokemon Gold here that I may have toasted. We'll find out. Where's my air in a can? There it is. Sorry if that's loud. Pull off any stuff that's on there. I believe we're probably good. Let's check again. Banger game, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know, there's just like, I find a certain charm to retro games, the older games. There's, no microtransactions, there's no online stuff. You just turn it on and it works most of the time. This one is not working. Bro. Alright, let's try this guy. Just for fun. Okay, well, that makes me feel a little better. Maybe it's just being picky about what it wants to take. Let's try on this Game Boy Advance SP. Ugh, man, that one's like chunky to shove in there. That's closer. It's not a full black bar. It's closer again. I wonder if it's just this Game Boy Advance SP or Game Boy Advance. I think it's literally just being picky. Excuse me. Yeah, it's much closer. So we're gonna try in this other Game Boy Advance SP. That fits in much nicer. There it goes. Okay. Oh, there we go. Man, I was really worried. Okay. This is another one I modded. Retro. My once per stream train. That's not good. So it's booting up. Oh, no. Oh, it started loading up that time. All right. I think it's just picky. That's really interesting. I've never seen a game do this before. All right. Whatever. So, what should we... Chat, what should we name this profile? If you don't tell me something soon, it is 10 o'clock. Yep, absolutely. Whoa, 0 minutes. I overslept. Whoa. Yep, that's a Pokemon. Last time it was a Wooper. To the forge with it. Yeah. That's why I study Pokemon every day. Are you a boy or a girl? Oh, actually, you don't get an option on this one. My name is gonna be... let's do something like really mature and cool. Oh, man, I can't do butt fart. We'll do butt fat. All right. Butt fat, are you ready? Very own Pokemon story is about to unfold. We're just seeing if this guy's going to save. It's really weird how picky it is. I've never... That's bizarre. So we're going to try to save. Yes, I would like to save. All right, we're going to go bam, bang. We're going to let it sit outside for a second, just to make sure there's no power to it. Really bizarre that it only worked on that one, but I tried it on 2 other Game Boys and it did not work. That's really odd. I don't know why that would be. Maybe the pins are not very good on it. We're going to try going back to this one. Now that we got it working with that other one, it's so weird. Because, like, it feels so gross going in there. It's so close. It really wants to read it. There it goes. Okay. Bizarre. It may just be some scud on there. Yep, there we go. Continue. Guys, we have butt fat. So it's working. Sweet. Oh, God. No, I don't want to talk to her. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right. So, we're done. We did it. We changed out some stinky batteries. We cleaned up some cartridges. I have lost Pokemon Crystal. How? Chat. Oh, I'm just insane. Never mind. Changed out some cartridges. Messed with a 3DS. And, yeah, there we go. Bam-a-lam. It's, I did something. I feel a little bit accomplished today. I want to mess with this a little bit more and see why it's not wanting to read. I have a suspicion that, like, these pins are a little worn out, and maybe there's, like, a little bit of, just a tiny layer of gunk on these. So I'll really, really clean this, like, off screen. But yeah, we replaced some batteries today. One of these times, maybe I'll do it with this copy of Pokemon Red. Oh my God, what is this? All his games have this, like, black sludge. I don't know what that is, but it's gross and it's sticky. Yeah. And it's gummed up like, I mean, he's got it all over this board. I don't know if it was a flux he tried to use, but yeah, we're gonna clean all these up like properly. I can't even close it because it's so gunked up. Gross. I'm gonna wash my hands. But yeah, I want to clean this up, get this looking a little nicer. I'm gonna get him some replacement screws for these games. Get these really nice for him. Get them back to him. Do you guys want to see ink? Maybe ink? I don't know why there would be ink in there though. I think it's probably like some really, really old soda that's just kind of like turned into like carbon over time. Because I have seen that a couple times. I keep saying like root beer in these old games because that's something that legitimately happened to me. When I was living with my sister, my nephew like knocked over a can of root beer in my game box. So a lot of my Game Boy games did have that, and that was before you could just find at least easily this special bit that's required to get in these. These were like security bits that only Nintendo had for a while, and then you know the internet came about and Amazon. Here, I'm just actually gonna hit you with this, but yeah, it was before you guys got seen my pretty blue honey. But yeah, before they started selling these security bits commonly like on Amazon and stuff, it was really hard to get in these. So I just had a couple games that just sat with that for years. This damn thing not wanting to stay. Sorry, this thing's driving me absolutely bonkers. Oh, that's probably why, because it's leaning forward a whole bunch. But yeah. But yeah, so we got these done. Looks pretty nice. New batteries in all of them. So we've got your mom on this file, butt fat on this one, and I'll have to order another battery because I didn't know he was giving me a third game to fix up. We'll go ahead and replace this one for him as well and get this cleaned up. Dude, he like melted the outside of this. I do not know what he did to this. So it's got like all these like burn marks across it. But yeah, it's pretty scuffed up. It looks like he like wasn't paying attention and laid a soldering rod across it or something. Because it's melted. It's not like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do that. Gives it a lot of character for sure though. But yeah, so yeah, the back's just as bad. It's got like all these little burn marks. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. I'll have to ask him how he did that. Oh, weird. It's got a name scratched in the back, and it's someone I know. Interesting. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fix these other guys up another time. We're gonna get this all done. I'm done for today. I just wanted to, come and do a little bit something very unsuccessful live stream. It's been very unsuccessful with this channel, but my normal content's popped off pretty well, so I'll take that. But I was gonna do a normal live stream, but I had to catch up on like house chores and stuff with my other channel. But all right, you guys all have a good one, all six of you. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, hey Rob, welcome back. Having trouble sleeping, boss? Banger stream? I don't know. They're not very successful. It's really strange how much more success I have on my other one. New meds. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully they're working out better for you in other ways. I know there's an adjustment period. Yeah. Yeah, we're ending it now here. But I need I need to get these other games cleaned up. Early days, yeah. Yeah. All right. I am doing okay, yeah. Doing good. I'm tired. I'm just getting over being sick. It's really weird. I like went to sleep totally fine. Woke up the next morning, was totally had a fever, cramps, definitely felt like crap. I've been fighting that off the last couple days. And like yesterday felt rough. Today, this morning I woke up, felt okay. Now I'm feeling rough again. I think I just need to get more rest. But I spent like the whole day, first day of being sick, when I woke up with the fevers. I slept like the whole entire day. I think I was awake like maybe 6 hours the entire day. Yeah, it sucks. I will get better. I know this will pass, but it's rough. But yeah, all right. You guys have a good one. I appreciate you coming in, popping in, and saying hi. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate your likes. Uh, if any one of you 6 people are here, I'm really upset. I had a stunning knife sent from Canada. Why? Oh, lost in transit? Oh, no. Man, that sucks. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. That really sucks. That's why, I don't know, it's hard to ship stuff overseas. It seems like a lot of stuff more and more these days is disappearing. One of a kind, too. Sorry to hear that. Ugh. That really sucks, man. Man, I'd be upset. I mean, I order like silly stuff. I've been waiting for there it is. I've been waiting for months. Yeah, shit does happen. But I've been waiting for months for this guy to show up, which it's like, oh no. But it's basically like a computer. It's like a Steam Deck type thing. But I waited for months for this thing to show up, and I was really worried because it came from China. So really worried it was gonna disappear. Yeah, and of course I like I didn't buy the insurance on it, which was stupid. But I mean, it was like an extra like $40. But then of course, since I didn't spend that extra like $40 to get that insurance, I had like really big anxiety that it was going to disappear. But yeah, definitely not as significant as losing like a one of a kind knife. I'm sure it was like custom made for you, probably too. Yeah. All right, I am gonna officially say goodbye this time. I gotta head out. Gotta go grab the kids and go have dinner stuff. All right. Good seeing you, Rob. Good seeing you, Blunder Shop. Any other lurkers who are here quietly. You guys all have a good one. Thanks for coming out. Good night, buddy. You take care too. I hope you end up getting some sleep. Don't give up on it. I know it's easy to be like, oh, I'm just gonna stay up, and then I always regret that. But yeah. All right, you guys have a good one. Take care. Thanks for coming out and maybe play some retro games.